Now this had came across, first thing first, shout out to Diva Queen Lopez, one of my subs, who had brought this light to my attention, and me staying not too far from the west coast of Florida in the Gulf area. You know, this is like, I should keep more feelers out over in the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Bradenton area over there in the Gulf on the west coast of Florida. But this is coming right from basically my home state. You know, I know a lot of people want me to go ahead and go in on about the OJ thing and the Vic thing and the continuation of my White Thugs of Hell Savage Edition, I'm calling it. But this is definitely not going to be part of it. So let me just get the gentleman that you happen to be looking at. Name is Paul Congemi. He is I don't know if he's a mayoral. No, he is a mayoral candidate running for mayor of St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, I could tell you a lot about St. Petersburg and Tampa area. St. Petersburg is no different than it is from Sanford, from DeLand, Ocala, all throughout that central and certain pockets of North Florida. Certain parts of North Florida. And ain't no doubt, look, Florida isn't even immune, because, you know, like I said, from these racist peckerwoods, from these racist crackers, because these troglodytes, because like I stated before, and I state this again about my home territory, you have more Ku Klux Klan chapters and more closet and few open I ain't gonna even call white supremacists, Caucasian terrorists than anything. This guy here, who basically looked like trying to wear some little broke down $10 imitation Versace shirt that he bought out of Marshall's, I believe, had the nerve at a mayoral hearing to tell a group of black residents who were protesting, had the nerve to tell them that, you know, that race relations are fixed. Y'all had y'all chance for reparations in the name of Barack Obama, and told them to basically go back to Africa. No surprise, because this ain't the first time this cracker did this shit. So I'm just gonna go. What I'm gonna do, like I said, I pulled the story up right here, and it came, out of one of my sources, the Miami New Times, and you got the video right here. You know, because I'm gonna leave the link in the description. But what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and play the video, and I'm gonna let y'all see this for yourself.
Mr. Neville, you and your people, you talk about reparations. The reparations that you talk about, Mr. Neville, your people already got your reparations. Your reparations came in the form of a man named Barack Obama.
Please hold your response.
My advice to you, if you don't like it here in America, planes leave every hour from Tampa Airport. Go back to Africa. Go back.
The side of the Ricks.
There you heard it right there. I'm not really gonna read all this or anything of that sort, because I'm gonna just leave the link in the description and y'all can have at it for yourself. But this ain't. But just make a long story short, this is not the first time that this Neander thug did some shit like that. He also did the same thing as well too. Read a scripture out of the book of Leviticus, I do believe, a biblical scripture. from the biblical book of Leviticus saying that gay people ought to be put to death. You know. But yet though, you know, the thing is, like, I would say like this, I ain't really on the fence, but as far as I'm concerned with the LGBT, I personally could care less about them. And I say that wholeheartedly, that I could care less about them, because guess what? You got a lot of them racists, a lot of them jokers that are racist them damn selves. Like, I came across one that he said that he made an inappropriate comment about Sandra Bland. You know, about our sister Sandra Bland. And I trolled that faggot and told him about his ass. You know. So, you know, so I could care less about that though. You know, but people, you gotta understand something. This is the type of scumbags that you deal with. And I'm gonna tell you something like that. I like my racist crackers out in the open just like this. I like the Lee Peckerwoods open like this. Because you know why? Because it makes it a lot more easier to deal with them. Because that's the one thing I could say about this administration, that all Donald Trump is doing, he just peeling back the layers of white civility. It's like an onion. He's peeling back the layers. He's took the sheet off. As our queen and master teacher, who's now at one with the universe, that's Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, as she stated, who predicted that Trump was going to be the next president. And she said that Trump basically took the sheets off the white supremacists, and he's basically exposing them just for what they are. So really, to tell you the truth, as Professor Black Truth often said, we should be taking a bow that Trump is in. We put Trump in office, because the majority of us didn't get out there. I for one, I know I didn't vote, because neither one of them fuckers didn't have my best interests at heart. Yeah, so this son of a bitch, I mean, like I said, like this. Florida, we have our share of racists. We share racist crackers. Yeah, even down here in South Florida, even down here, you know, because when everybody think about Miami through social media, the first thing everybody want to talk about when they come to Miami is go to South Beach. You know, but see, you don't see the undertones of racism that go there. I mean, we local here. And I'm going to tell you right now, we don't even go over there to South Beach unless we go in there to work, or few times just go to the beach or whatever. That's about it, to be honest with you. But when you go like the further north, like in like Central West Florida, or in Central Florida, and Northwest Florida, when I mean that's north, like Tallahassee, and you know, up in Leon County, those areas, Fort Walton Beach, Columbia County, that's where my mother was born. Even like up there in one of my favorite towns in Northeast Florida, in Jackson-Bey, you know, St. Augustine, those places like that, beautiful places. Now, you know, like I said, because in the words like the one LVZ, it's the hashtag we've been making trending. A cracker is a cracker is a cracker is a peckerwood. And Congemi or Congemi or whatever the fuck his faggot ass name is no different. See, he's talking that shit because the fact of the matter, he knows he's sitting in the city hall, so he got security, got police right there. Catch that son of a bitch by himself and see what happened. You know, they just cowards. They just plain cowards. So, you know, because like I said, as far as I'm concerned with the LGBT community, motherfucker shit, when it comes down to that civil rights bill, you know, that there wasn't for, they more for them and it is for us. As far as I'm concerned with them, they got to hold their own nuts. They wasn't there for us when our people get slaughtered down here in the streets or whatever like that. So why the fuck should be there for them? But when he said this about, you know, go back to Africa. It's amazing how these pinks get out here talking about saying they want us to go back to Africa, but they the ones illegal alien squatters here. I said, if that's the fact, then why don't they go back to the caves in the craKKKa Mountains where they belong? You know, and take their lice and their ticks and their slugs and all the parasites they came out there with, back up there with them. You know, but this son of a bitch, he's not gonna win. He's not gonna win the mayoral race there in St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg and Tampa has a very large black population there, where basically where the so-called whites are the minorities there. You know, I've been through Tampa, man. You know, and St. Petersburg, I ain't even trying to be over there, because they had a riot there a while back, several years ago, back in the 90s, and they had another thing back in the 90s too, where they arrested a white guy, and police was joking about saying that, you know, about saying they're gonna do something to him. Man, let me tell you something. Buddy, see, nobody talks about this. Buddy got out those handcuffs. I don't know, dude must have had the DNA of Harry Houdini, because nobody knew how he got up out this shit. And he somehow grabbed a hold of the pistol, a shotgun, or the car, and next thing you know, he killed two of them motherfuckers. He killed two of them crackers, officers. And then I think he turned around. I think he either killed himself or he got killed. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna have to look that story up. If I do find it, I'm gonna put it in put the link in the description for that. But that shit was wild, man. You know. But this guy here, he's a fucking piece of work. I mean, look at him, man. I mean, shit. Is it me, or is he mostly like a descendant of an orangutan or something like that? These craKKKa devils, man, they just, you know, they had the nerve to go tell him that racist shit like that. But yet, though, you're gonna find people get out here and defend them. But right now, white people, y'all ain't even got shit to celebrate. Y'all still up in arms and all upset because, you know, the juice is loose. Deal with it. There's gonna be a lot more shit finna come now. As my brother 93 Sports News say, chicken's gonna come home to roost. But about this situation, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for y'all on this. Let me know what y'all think about down in the comment section. And you know, if you care to subscribe, go right ahead. Make sure you hit that bell to get notifications when I upload videos.